I am Mukti Anandama. It's very early in the morning, and I'm inspired to share with you some realizations that I've been having before I get into allowing the fullness of Mukti Anandama to come forth and provide me and anyone listening with some expanded understandings and maybe perhaps teaching. So I'm here with Aaliyah. We have been talking about the world that we see as more of a buffet than a reality. And when you understand that you are the projector, your identity, who you are being, who you are referencing when you say I am, is a projector of the world that you directly experience. And yet, there are many things you may see in the world that you cannot reconcile to your own I am. You cannot say, yes, I've chose that, or I put my belief in that. And that's the the challenge and also the adventure of the world that we're in, is that we see a buffet of options, of realities that we can experience. But these are options on a menu. And until we order that menu with our attention, until we give it our energy, until we say, yes, this is true, this is what I believe, this is what I'm putting my attention on, until we eat that option, we will not experience that option, although we can see it on the menu. So if you ever peruse through the news and all the channels available to watch TV and all the shows and YouTube and all that, you'll see there's vastly different views on life. There's vastly different shows that you can watch that have all ranges of frequency in them. So when you begin to realize that you're the projector and all these things are menus, what can happen and what has been, I think, what happens for those stepping into their eternal being and wanting to create a world vastly different than the options that are on the current menu, that everything on the menu looks bland, not interesting to you. You cannot find anything in the world on the menu that appeals to you. So it's at this time, just because you don't see it on the menu doesn't mean you are not able to experience it. But it's at this time you may be experiencing boredom, kind of an emptiness, kind of a restlessness, but not really sure where to invest your energy. And it's time now to allow the imagination to bring something out of the void for you to focus on, to put something on the menu where you can invest your attention that you may not see on the current menu of the world around you. And this is sort of a different way of being. You have gone from being a consumer in a restaurant with sort of a set menu with you, if you will, to a chef in the restaurant, bringing forth your own creations to dine on. And in doing that, there's kind of a different way of being in your life than what we're used to, rather than kind of searching out and looking for adventure in the world, whether it's travel or new work or new people, new relationships, new thoughts in the spiritual communities, new ways of being what you would call spiritual in the communities. You are now sort of writing your own novel. You have finished with the library and you are now creating your own book to read or to experience. And so I just kind of wanted to bring that forth and talk about it with Aaliyah, to pull out some ideas about what do we do now, realizing that this menu is not meeting the desire or the longing of our own being.
Yes, well, very well said, as always, and thank you for being here. You said it so well the other day. I'm the best thing that ever happened to me. And I mean, yes, there is no limit to the imagination and the heart, and it can be anything you want. I mean, you can be on a shack in the beach, or a cabin in the mountain, or a castle on an estate. And it's really all the desires of the heart. What is it that, who are you, I guess, is the question.
Yeah.
If you are the best thing that ever happened to you, who are you?
Yes. Yes, I like to extend that as well to you're the best thing, or I am the best thing that ever happened to my world. And when you kind of hold that in your consciousness, and you might even just kind of say that now to yourself just to see how that feels. I am the best thing that happened to my world, or you can say that is happening to my world. And allow now the movies, the little images, the scenes, the snapshots, the feelings, all the things that get called up and mulling over and chewing on that that declaration. For you to be the best thing that happened to your world, who would you be? And why is it the best thing in your world? Well, realizing that you are the creator and projector of your world, your being will change the world.
Yes, and I think you're articulating it very well. If you were to script your own life and you couldn't write a better script for yourself, what would that look like? That inner script, that inner state of being. And that could be anything. That could be coming in and out of the world of death, to be a lantern in the darkness for beings, to be meeting with divine beings that are appearing, and being free from limitation, having the power of transfiguration and manifestation and healing. So it's, again, what is your best script?
Yeah, so it's almost like I remember a while back, it was, I don't know how many years, but it was many years ago, where I had made a statement about I wouldn't want to be God. I wouldn't want the responsibility of being God and the creator, and the sustainer, creator of this world, um, that we call planet Earth. I mean, what a mess, right? There's a lot of things on the menu we don't want to eat. So it's a big job to be God. So it was quite surprising to find out that, in a sense, I am the God of my world, meaning everything that I experience is based on who I believe myself to be and who I believe the world to be, which now I know is one and the same. And so, whether you like it or not, the responsibility is yours. That's the bad news. The good news is, with your imagination, you can create the world as you would like to experience it. And so for me, as Muktiananda Ma, it's a world of dawning enlightenment. It's a world where myself and beings, human beings, are entering a life that gets better and better in the ever perfecting flow of love. And this is a choice. Of course, we can take radical leaps into an eternal identity. And that's an option if one can hold that choice. And yet, for many of us that are here wanting the experience of an unfoldment, of ever and ever perfection, of ever and ever eternal realities unfolding, then it's through time in a more drawn out way. I think it's important to allow your individual identity to express in your imagination in your unique way. There will be the tendency in the old habit of trying to find something in the world that resonates with this inner longing and expanded state of being. And from what I've seen or experienced myself, it's sort of a fruitless search because you have gone beyond the options in your world.
Yes, and as you've said and many others, know thyself, right? And if you know the eternal self, then you're not going to bump up against the ideals of the limited self, which are, I suspect, vastly different than the ideal script of the eternal self, that internal scripting.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the limited self is thyself. All identities are thyself. And it's in knowing that you now have opened the door to choice. And that's important because this is not about rejecting an identity. This is about choice. And in that choice, the former identity simply is absorbed, that energy. It's received. And the knowledge and wisdom gained from living out that identity is integrated. It is an influence to the new creation that will happen in your imagination.
Yes, well, very well said. It's always good, to be taught these things.
Yeah, I think we're getting ready. I'm getting ready to do some temple time, and I just wanted to set the stage before I invoke that energy in that space and do some guiding into what we're discussing now. So I just kind of wanted to do like a little preamble before we begin. So we realize what we're doing, that we are creating a new option in the menu of our world, an option that is informed by our limited identity or identities, depending on what your recollection is, and is sourced from the great mysterious void that is you, that holds infinite possibilities, to draw up for you a possibility that is in line with or fueled by the ever perfecting flow of love. And that's what we're setting out to do. So I think we're ready, unless there's anything else that you want to bring up, Aaliyah.
I'm ready.
All right, we shall move on.